Hi guys, welcome to Single Married, Separated, Divorced, and Single Again. And for me, Jehovah, I always say happily married again. Anyway, most people think, where are you, Jehovah? We thought you were in Cameroon. Yeah, I actually was in Cameroon, but you know me, I'm the most beloved daughter of God, as I call myself, and as you know, I always say that God acts on what you say, and so does the devil. So, guys, you need to actually remember. I always say that John was not called the disciple Jesus loved by people. He actually called himself the disciple that Jesus loved. So, yeah, and he's known as that. Remember, I preached that John, the disciple that Jesus loved is actually not John the disciple. You know what I mean? It was John, but another disciple. But let me not confuse you. Let me not confuse you. For now, John is not there, and Jehovah is the beloved disciple. I always can get my way. So what happened is that my son 15th birthday fall on the 4th of October. So I just, like, out of the blue, I'm like, you know what? Book a ticket, you know, let me surprise my son. And then you know, my husband is just, you know, I always say my husband is one of those hardworking men, and hardworking men needs to be saved by their wives, because if not, they're just gonna work hard and want to do things for the wife, for the family, for the children, for, you know, for their parents, for the wife parents, and so on. That's what they just do. So you need to be the woman who is taking care of your husband, who is, remember, you are your husband's helper, right? So what I did is, obviously, I'm the one handling the finances and so on. So I went to our business account. I booked a 21-day trip to 3 different countries, or is it 4? I think it's, yeah, 4 different countries. It's one of those things where you book all exclusive. He has no clue. Later on, I think we're talking about something, and he was like, he saw an amount on the business account, because it's his account, but now it's our account, obviously. So, and it's like, what's happening? You know, he doesn't really ask when I do things, because, you know, but that was kind of a big amount. And I'm like, sweetheart, I have a surprise for you. On the 2nd, you are flying to these countries, everything inclusive, hotels, you know, you have 2 meals, you know, breakfast, dinner, you know, and you can enjoy yourself. And he was like, you did what? That's a lot of money. I'm like, are you sure that's a lot of money for your flight from here to here? Like, you know. And then he was like, my wife, you are the best, right? You are the best. Because when you are married to this type of men, you need to come with, you need to be creative, and you need to kind of be the one making them to enjoy. I remember one day my husband traveled to Yaoundé for a business trip, and then he was like, okay, my wife, I finished everything, but I think I was supposed to go back today, but I'm gonna sleep, and, you know, just, you know, rest and so on. I'm like, really, you? Because I know you are the kind of person who save money, so you wanting to sleep in a hotel, I'm like, I'm surprised. And he was like, you know what, I've learned from you. You always told me that money is not everything. So I decided, I'm like, you know what, you can actually even sleep tomorrow. It's good. I'm happy that you are learning that money is not everything. You can't just be working for money and then you yourself, you're not enjoying your money, right? That's not fair. So like I said, so he's there now enjoying his trips. We are talking, he loves the places. He's like, he's so happy. And I'm so happy. You know, when my husband is happy, I'm happy, because that man is so peaceful. He just brings peace into my life. And the least I can do is just to really try to also make life easy for him. And, you know, why should he work hard but he's not enjoying his money, apparently? Like, what? I feel like my husband, honestly speaking, and I'm not trying to say he was in the wrong hands and so on. Well, it's good that he was in the wrong hands, because otherwise, if he was in the good hands, I wouldn't have had him now, because then he would be happily there, right? But I think he was in the wrong hands. Maybe it wasn't intentional, but he was, unfortunately, with women who, because he never enjoyed life. He never enjoyed life. He was with women who were also enjoying, you know, whatever he has to offer, but never thought about like even the way he dressed and all that. And just, I mean, when you are with your husband, you need to make him look good as well, like buy him clothes, like, you know, surprise him with, you know, look at this jean and so. And my husband is one of those men that are not like, oh no, I don't like that, those type of jean and so on. So do that. Remember, at first it was like, that's a lot of money, you know, like, and then now he's enjoying. He actually don't even want to come back. He loves these places. And remember, it's 21 days. So it's like, you know, like being 5 days in one place, another 5 days in another place, and tickets are booked and so on. And I just have to remind him, sweetheart, tomorrow you have to be at, you know, the airport for whatever and so on. But the 4 days that he's in one place, he's enjoying, you know, like he's seeing places. That's what I want, because that's me. I love travel. I love meeting new people, you know, being able to, you know, like in one of the flights I was a mother to Boaz because the mother was so exhausted and the baby was crying. And you know, I took Boaz, I stay with Boaz because I love children like crazy, and the mother could sleep. That's how I met Boaz. I don't know where Boaz and his mom is, but I know it was in the Netherlands. Yeah, so having said that, that's how it works. That life for me, I love enjoying. And when I came, you know, I was like, happy birthday, King David. And it was like, like, it was such a good surprise. And then I took him to Mandarin, and you know, so yeah, so today's episode was clearly just to encourage you, especially you women. I was talking to a sister of mine, she's in the UK. She's married to a very, very hardworking man as well. So we were talking about, you know, all this and so on. And she was saying the exact same thing, that when a man, you know, when you're married to those kind of men who are just like, they want to be providers, they want to be your protectors, they want to just, like when I'm with my husband, I'm just like a little girl. Like, that's why he usually say, oh my God, my wife, you love drama, you know, like I'm so dramatic with him, because I feel so free and so like, oh my God, I can be myself. I'm just so in love with this man. And I just love the fact that he adores the ground I'm walking on. My husband show me with so much actions how much he loves me. He adores me. Like, oh my God, when we are together, he is just like, the way sometimes he's staring at me as if we are not, like we've not been together now. It's almost like we are in, like we fall in love yesterday. So so I was talking to this sister of mine that when you are married to such a man, you need to be the one, you know, kind of helping him to enjoy life, because those type of men, they don't even know what fun is. My husband literally said it, that before he met me, he didn't know what fun is. He only knew working, 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 working. And you know, I was talking to you know, like the exes I talked to his exes and so on. Both of them were saying like, you know, like in the conversation, like he's a very hardworking man and so on. And they could testify that he was very hard. When it comes to hardworking, he was very hardworking. So when you are married to somebody who just want to sacrifice his life, like he can, you know, work for 12 hours long, just, you know, and run from one business to another just to create that kind of life, you need to, just like the Bible say, be your brother's keeper, be your husband keeper, be there for your husband, catch him when he's about to fall. Just that's why you're the helper. You know, help him enjoy life, help him, even though you help him with how to keep his money, help him so that you know how to make his money work for him. You can't just enjoy his money, like make sure that he is also enjoying his money. Okay, you can't just say he should work for you and the children and so on. What about him? He need to recharge. Right now I'm teaching my husband that you are recharging, you know. Anyway, so yeah, this video is just to encourage people that please be your husband keeper, take care of your husband, you know, emotions, your husband's sexuality, your husband, just protect your husband with all those things that he needs, you know. Honestly speaking, I can say that we had such a good whew, I always say, like I think I've said it in the previous video, that me and my husband, when it comes to attraction, we are so attracted to each other like glue. Like literally like oh my god, I don't even know what to say. And that's always the one thing that I say, that when you are sexually attracted to someone, the sexual attraction, and even like the, I feel like the more you make love to each other, it's almost like it builds, like making love to each other builds your relationship even more, because people believe that it's only the emotions, but I feel like it's, I don't know, like we click so much, and when we make love to each other, it's like it creates so much of a bond, like it's insane, honestly speaking. So all those things are important. I always say that all those things are important in marriage, trusting each other. When there's no trust in the relationship, it's like a dark room. So trusting each other is important, you know clicking in just like what you want to do is important. But having said that, I always say that attraction, physical attraction to each other, you need to be like, we are the kind of people, like when we're in the room, it's almost like I want to just tear his clothes apart and he wants to do the same thing. Like you need to want to just tear your husband's clothes apart. Like that kind of attraction, that crazy attraction. It's okay, it's healthy in a marriage. I'm not saying like, in some business meeting you need to think that about another man, but I'm talking about your own husband or your own wife. You need to let, my husband usually say that usually when I say, oh my god, my husband, you love sex, he's always saying that. My wife, I always tell you that it's not that I love sex, it's not that I love making love, it's just with you. It's only with you. I've never been this active in my whole life, even in my previous relationships. But with you, it's just different. Like me going up to how, like it's crazy. And I understand that because I feel like the same. Because I even before I met my husband, I used to say that even as a young girl, I wasn't like kind of a sex maniac in that sense. Because I always say that even my first marriage was probably, I don't want to say sexless, but I wasn't into, like, I was not very sexual. But now, at my age now, growing older with these men, I'm like, what? I'm such a sex maniac right now. But it's only with my husband. It's only with him that I'm like that, that I can get my hands away from him. So we are kind of the same when it comes to that. Anyway, guys, we are coming to the end of this. I'm sweating like a Christmas goat. So from me, Jehovah, guys, today it was just an encouragement to take care of your man, to kind of do the things that you as a woman can do for him, because sometimes men are not able to make decisions like that, especially, as I say, those men that are just like very masculine, the alpha males. And my husband is actually kind of an alpha omega male, and make sure of that, because he's very, very soft. So you make those decisions for him before he knows it. Now he's enjoying. And if you had to ask him, like, can I book an all-inclusive vacation for you, he's gonna say no. So make that decision for him. Send him on a vacation. He deserves it. You can just eat that money alone. Anyway, guys, take care from me, Jehovah. Bye.